Do you think I belong to the kitchen?
So I don't think you belong to the kitchen.
And you're old enough to have a girlfriend. Who will be doing the cooking?
It is a duty of the woman. That is what the lady was born to do. How you learn how to cook together. However, you don't belong there. You belong to a lot of places in my life.
In the other room. I want to ask you something.
Please.
Yeah, please.
But when your wife says she wants to ask you something, you put yourself together and then listen.
Do you think I belong to the kitchen? Just in the kitchen?
Come on, no.
In the kitchen.
You belong to a lot of places in my life.
In the other room?
More than the kitchen. The kitchen is just not...
the kitchen can't be the other room.
Well, it could be. However, you don't belong there. To be fair, the kitchen actually belongs to both of us.
Why?
Because we all don't I eat?
Well, tell me about that.
And I cook as well. Often I like to prepare amazing meals and breakfast in bed.
You're the best.
But when I met this lady, amazing lady, all I felt was amazing foods. So I don't think you belong to the kitchen.
Oh.
You can't be in the kitchen to do things you want. However, that's not where you belong. So, you are of a higher divine calling. There's so much destinies that it would depend on the knowledge and the things and your works that the kitchen is not even at. It's just that tiny part that we all go through. It's not even something that you belong to.
Wow. This practice that, women belong to the kitchen.
Oh,
and women's education ends in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It makes us...
It's sad. Yeah.
It is sad. It is a practice in our culture. And we have met a man who was
somebody from my culture who said...
and he was just completing his PhD.
He's telling me that he doesn't know how to cook. And back home, the culture is that a man
should not be seen around the kitchen.
It is a duty of the woman.
Yes.
Which is true. That is a culture there. However, that has not been my story. In fact, if you came into my house and you're looking for me, one of the places you might find me is the kitchen. Yeah, that's one of the places you find me. Probably, making some amazing meals.
That's really
for
romantic.
My family. Oh, thank you. Making some amazing meals for this amazing lady.
Honestly.
Regarding what that man said, I don't hold the same view. I just see such an ignorant view. I just think like it's a myth that people have now made like a custom. Oh no, men don't go to the kitchen. Men don't touch this. Men don't even touch the spoons. It's basically sit, cross your legs, watch movies or televisions, and be served. But growing up, I've had opportunity to see my dad cook. I've had opportunity, in fact, even in the farms, when we go to farm to farm, he does most of the cooking in the farm. And I've had opportunity growing up being taught how to cook. And I have always loved cooking. And when I
have mom to thank for that.
All I've always felt like that makes me happy is to serve you an amazing meal.
Oh.
Because I feel like that makes me happy.
And you still do.
Exactly. So to hear somebody who is finishing his PhD and say that it is not a duty of a man to be like men should not be seen around kitchen. Was so sad. But
again, he was studying, far away from home and always cooking.
Actually cooking for other people.
For other people.
Inviting other friends to come and eat.
And he told us that once he gets back home now, he cannot be seen around the kitchen. I think they think it is not manly to be seen around the kitchen.
You see, I think it's completely wrong.
Yes.
Can you, in terms of, let's say, physique, mental fortitude, ability to do things that demonstrate that you're a man, I do those things with ease and with so much agility that man can do.
And all around the world.
But irrespective of that, I still cook in the kitchen. Does that make me less of a man? No.
All around the world, men are, really good cooks.
Absolutely.
Like one of the best cooks.
Most of the chefs that you see,
Yes.
especially in the Western world,
Yes.
most of the chefs behind the kitchen are men.
Yes.
You know,
They
so
are.
it's such a pity, once again, to know that in many African cultures,
Yes.
men often relegate the kitchen to a woman.
And
I think that they are not to be seen, or they are not supposed to be anywhere around the kitchen.
You know, they ask you things like, oh, she does not know how to cook.
Yeah.
So she's not a wife material.
Oh, goodness.
And again, I have met men, guys, who tell me that, oh, I don't even know how to boil water. And one of them, I was just looking at him, I'm like, and you're old enough to have a girlfriend? Really?
And how useful
and
will you be?
who will be doing the cooking?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
but you know how to eat food, cooked meal.
Yeah. See, I personally think to be in kitchen is a choice for the male and the female.
Yes.
Whoever that can do it, and at what time that is convenient. Because for instance, I would not expect my wife, who probably is nursing, you have got a child, and then I'm coming from work and I still expect that you are carrying baby and then go and cook food for me. No, right away I drop my bag. I should be in the kitchen preparing something for our dinner.
And you know, a lot of women have been sent packing because the man walked in and the woman, and there's no meal set before him.
Wow.
So that is disrespectful.
Wow.
And again, you know, you've seen a lot of movies
Yes.
in the Igbo culture where the woman tries to make her life easier by getting the pando,
yes.
like the
packaged yam flour.
And the man is like,
no,
I paid your dowry in full.
Yes.
I need the real pounded yam.
It's so sad. You know, what I've actually heard about, and I've heard and probably seen, is the one that sometimes a woman serves you a meal after all the work she has put in,
Yes.
even to say thank you, or to even say, oh, it's tasty, or to get, you know, rather tell you this food is not tasty, I don't want it, you know, like kind of say things that are so disrespectful towards a woman. I'm asking myself, if you know how to cook it and you know that how you want it to taste, why not cook it then?
And another thing they do in our generation is the guys or the men like to, you know, invite their friends and have their woman cook the whole day.
Be the what is just like they turn their house into a restaurant.
Yes.
Let their wife be the chef cooking for everybody.
And they take pride in that. They sit and they enjoy. Oh, that's a good girl. Hey, you will marry this one, right? You will marry that one.
And you see this then play out in how we in our cultures, how families are being raised. Growing up, you see that a lot of the times the males, oh, don't learn how to cook. You can go and play, go and do that. But then the girls are supposed to stay back.
Come here, sit down.
Sit next to mommy, pound this thing for me, do that for me, learn how to cook. And I'm asking, what of the males? In my family, right? My mom had two sisters. I have two sisters, elder sisters. So what now happened? That those sisters were married and gone. So those that were left were boys. Come on, my mom is doing her business. So often we have to do the cooking.
Yes.
So much so that I learned how to cook almost everything.
And I'm really enjoying all of that.
You see, and you know. I see that you can go for a meeting, you can go for a conference, you can travel with a peace of mind knowing that your husband can cook and feed the children. You know that we will not go to bed hungry. But often I see a lot of women, when they are going on a travel or a journey, they are worried about what that husband and children will eat.
Yes.
And I'm asking, is your husband not at home? What is he doing with himself?
He's watching football.
Oh, come on.
With his legs on the table. You know, I've had colleagues complain about coming back from work and so tired, and their husbands are expecting them to also go straight to the kitchen and cook a meal, or you lose him to another woman.
This is part of the reason why they say that a lot of African men, we are not romantic. But
please leave a comment below if you're a woman and you've been, you feel like if you don't serve your husband meal, whether you are so tired or not, that you're going to lose him, or if you're a man and you believe that your woman,
your wife belongs to the kitchen,
her place is in the kitchen, and her education ends in the kitchen. Please leave a comment below. Let's chat.
And if that is practiced in your culture, let us know if it's in your culture that the woman is supposed to be in the kitchen and providing anyway.
And the men are not supposed to
yes.
learn kitchen skills.
Yeah.
You know.
Personally, I think my son would learn how to cook anything that we eat in this house. And even more, because I expect that he should be able to help out in the things he do with his wife.
Yes.
In cooking, if the wife is gone to hospital or the wife is, when they have a newborn, the wife should be, like he should be able to save his wife in bed. You understand what I'm saying?
That would be so cool.
It's so disappointing to see a guy, as a male child, you can't even cook rice. I'm asking. So what can you actually even do so romantic for your wife as a gesture to say, okay, sit that, babe. You know what, today I just want you to sit down, just watch TV like I do, and let me give you a treat.
Yes.
How about that? These are the small things I think as African men we need to do. Rather than often saying, oh no, that belongs to the woman belongs to the kitchen. I completely disagree. Women belong to even greater places, and the kitchen belongs to all of us.
Yes.
I agree. That's
so a woman will cook for her husband out of love. And that kind of nurturing nature that we have.
Yes.
But when it's a burden, like this is what you must do,
an expectation,
this is where you belong.
Yeah.
I am not supposed to, it becomes an abuse.
Abuse, absolutely.
Over power or position.
Yeah.
And also things are changing.
Absolutely.
Like most girls want to date guys who know one or two things around the kitchen.
Absolutely.
Like that is part of romance.
Yes, I agree. And I think men, we also need to start appreciating our women more and valuing them more than saying that they belong to this room in the house. No, the women belong to a lot of places in the house and outside the house. And as such, there is not just only the kitchen.
Absolutely.
And the kitchen is a place where we all go in to eat, cook, eat. So it's not just that, men should be able to go in there, give their wife a treat.
And you know, like the first time we met, I'll tell you guys this. I've really learned so much about kitchen and cooking from my husband.
Wow.
How cool is that? It's not something...
I didn't know that. I was just, be myself and trying to, give my amazing wife a treat.
Even from the first day.
Yeah.
Like...
I remember the first time I invited her over, it was for a meal. And you were there when I was cooking everything, right?
Yes.
It was...
the attention to details, like, it's just second to none.
I would do that for you over and over.
Oh.
Because that was special to me, and I would always do that for you anytime.
And it's really like, even going through life, you know that, we can do this.
Absolutely.
And you're not having that, fear that, if I don't cook for my husband, he will be hungry.
Or he would go out and eat from someone else.
Yes, or maybe, get food poisoning or something like that. Or, all of that.
Absolutely.
And if you are a young man intending to marry someday, my advice to you is...
Hear it first from her.
Learn one or two skills.
In the kitchen. Well put. I said, the way you put it is well tailored, and that is what I think. I think that should be the first romantic gesture.
Now we have YouTube. Like, you can learn cooking from YouTube.
Yes.
And you can learn to, surprise your girlfriend. That is a way to show love. Like, in this day, women are also being educated
in so many professions.
It's not the same as the days of your granny.
Yes.
When all she did was stay around the kitchen. Now a woman is actually chasing, business, career, and she comes home, she's also tired. And
she's worked the same 9 to 5. Sometimes more. In fact, even earning more than the husband. Yes. And yet he's supposed to always be in the kitchen and not the husband.
Yeah, and you complaining she's always buying takeout food. You have to consider why she's doing that.
Exactly. Or alternatively, if you think you both don't know how to cook. How about you learn how to cook by watching some videos?
Yes.
It would be a very romantic gesture and a time well spent together.
Yes,
learn how to cook and make mistakes together and learn.
I'm so happy that
Yes.
we've
learned a lot of non-African cuisines, foods
yes, and
together.
we're so adventurous.
Absolutely.
Like when we go out and we eat, we want to try it in the kitchen.
Yes, we just come in, try what we can, and we are happy with it. And we learn over time.
Absolutely.
Yes. So the whole idea in our culture of putting women to the kitchen and saying a woman belong to I don't subscribe to it, and I think it's something we need to change. And it starts with we the men beginning to learn a thing or two around the kitchen, learn how to cook. That's a very beautiful romantic gesture. It could even be a sign that your first date, you invite a woman over and then give her a treat, cook something she likes, cook her favorite.
Absolutely.
That can be it's not all the time that a date has to be in a restaurant. You, the man, can cook for the one and invite over.
You're giving them a lot of tips.
You see? Well, I'll reserve
Don't
the
give
rest.
it all out. Well, leave a comment below if you want more tips.
Absolutely.